here for just a minute. You've heard some of us say this before, and I say this every year. I've got one of the best jobs in the world, and I have all the family that are here tonight to thank for that, because you allow me to work with your children. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. This is truly the most wonderful place in the world. And these are truly some of the best kids and some of the most awesome musicians there are. And I thank you all so much for that privilege. I would like to, I'm going to take just a couple minutes and recognize some of our kids, because this is truly an awesome group. So pardon me while I learn to work with both hands here. Thank you. My beginning group consists of the Math 3 kids, upper elementary, and both middle school groups. Some of them, this is their first year with me. Some of them have been with me for 3 years. So I think one's been with me for 4 years, no, just 3. But there has been just a whole lot of growth. This is one of the best elementary, middle school groups I've had in a long time. And I just would like to recognize all of them, number one, for the work they do. But I would like to point out 3 of them, especially for their superior work ethic and their overall contribution to our group. We're going to start with the Math 3 group. This young man started last year, played saxophone for me, and did a fine job. This year he chose to switch over to drums, and he has truly found his niche. He plays anything I ask him to play. I usually don't have to show him twice. He catches on real quick. And he is just such a wonder to have in this group. And my outstanding member from the Math 3 is McDill Ortiz. Woo! I have a certificate for them, and I'll pass it out to them once we're done. That way they don't have to worry about it. From my middle school 1 group, this kid is a practicing monster. When I tell the kids I expect them to practice, come by at least once a week and practice, he's in there every morning. He's in there every morning. In fact, when I walk in, can we come over now? No, eat breakfast. He's in there every morning. He works, and he has just improved by leaps and bounds this year. My middle school 1 outstanding musician is Ricky Meadows. My middle school 2, I've got 5 in this group, and all 5 of them have the potential to be just superior musicians. They all have great basic talent. They all seem to enjoy playing, even though they'll whine about it real quick every now and then, but that's okay. They're kids. This one, this year, has just done a 180. He started off the year, we had a couple things. After Christmas, he came back and said, I want to be in combo. I said, you have to work. Said, you got to work more than you have been. And he has. My outstanding middle school student is the newest member of my combo, Mr. Nick Hagee. This year I took the combo up to Louisville for the University of Louisville Jazz Festival. We had a great time. We played. We were different. We've always been different. Sometimes they like us different. Sometimes they don't like us so much different. But we were good. These kids are great. And we had the pleasure of having 3 of our students named Outstanding Soloists. Okay? Our 3 outstanding soloists at the Louisville Jazz Festival, our drummer, Chaz Whitson. Our pianist, Brittany McGrew. And they didn't know it. This is the first year she's ever tried to play jazz. And she just wore them out. And our 3rd outstanding vocalist, soloist, was our vocalist, Miss Brittany Luna. I have certificates for them, and they'll get those afterwards. But this last one, I'm going to give out in person. I don't bring this one out very often. It goes to a senior, and to understand the enormity of this, it's named for John Philip Sousa. He's known as the March King. He wrote over 150 marches, to include our national march, the Stars and Stripes Forever. When he was 13 years old, he was an apprentice musician with the United States Marine Band. By the time he was 20, he was running the United States Marine Band. He left for a while, started his own band that toured the country and then toured the world, introducing band music to the masses, and returned for one more stint as the commander of the United States Marine Band. By the time he was 13, he'd already learned how to play violin, flute, cello, trumpet, baritone, and alto horn. He also learned how to write music by the time he was 13. The John Philip Sousa Award has been given to high school seniors since 1954 who display all these characteristics of loyalty, of commitment to their craft, of the ability to grow in their craft and be a leader in their craft. I don't give this award out very often. This year, I have a recipient. He's been with me for 4 years. And in those 4 years, he has gone from, what do I do, what do I do, how do I do, to, let me show you how I'm going to do it. He started on guitar, he went to bass. He has got such a wonderful music imagination, a wonderful work ethic, an outstanding work ethic. I've never, most kids, I have to tell to practice. Him and his buddies, I have to tell them to stop and go to their next class. I take great pleasure in presenting the John Philip Sousa Band Award to Mr. Matthew Rich. I love my job.